Man is the master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of condition, environment, and destiny.
Most men fail, not through lack of education or agreeable personal qualities, but from lack of dogged determination, from lack of dauntless will.
Situations, even dramatic situations like bankruptcy, divorce, death, and economic recession, cannot directly cause a feeling of any kind until the brain interprets and creates a story about said situation. Sadness, depression, frustration, upset, and anxiety can only be produced by seeing a situation and then producing an interpretation of it, and then believing that interpretation. So therefore, you and I can only be overwhelmed by our thoughts about something, never the thing itself.
Usually, what we most fear doing is what we most need to do. That phone call, that conversation, whatever the action might be, it is fear of unknown outcomes that prevents us from doing what we need to do. Define the worst case, accept it, and do it. I'll repeat something you might consider tattooing on your forehead. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do.
I don't get lucky. I make my own luck.
Every journey ends, but we go on. The world turns and we turn with it. Plans disappear. Dreams take over.
Here's the big challenge of life. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. And of course, the other side of the coin reads, unless you change how you are, you'll always have what you got. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development.
See, one of the challenges that we have in our lives is we don't realize that the process of training ourselves, the process of conditioning ourselves actually feels incredible once you get that initial momentum. If you want lasting change, you've got to give up this idea of trying something. You got to decide you're going to commit to mastery.
See, most people don't get out in the arena of life because they don't want to fight. Most people don't get out there because they don't want to get knocked down. They don't want to be dropped to their knees. But see, you're going to be dropped whether you're on the field or whether or not you're sitting on the sidelines. You're going to be dropped. Get knocked down so you can learn how to fight, so you can hold your position.
The last 6,000 years reads like this: opportunity mixed with difficulty. That's how it reads. It isn't going to change. You must learn to handle the nights. They come right after days. You must learn to handle difficulty. It comes right after opportunity. You must learn to handle recessions. They always follow progressions. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better.
Clarity is power. The more clear you are about exactly what it is you want, the more your brain knows how to get there.
Your reasons will drive you. When you have doubt, when your faith becomes weak, your reasons will fortify your faith. When you have an inner conversation, say, no, don't do that. Your reasons will become your rod and your staff to comfort you, to take you through those challenging moments.
Life is this. I like this.
Whenever someone has a problem, they always question why. Why did this happen to me? How do I get out of this situation? Why is this my luck? As if they are the first person to ever have this problem. And I feel for you. Problems suck. I've had my fair share of problems in my life, but I have a wake-up call for you. You are not special. No matter how bad the situation is, you're in debt, you fail a class, get fired from a job, get divorced, somebody else has been there before. And that's a good thing. It's good because that means a solution already exists. You're just not looking in the right places for the answer. It's because you're thinking with your emotions. Panic, fear, discontent. That's what you feel in the moment, but it's not how you feel when you solve a problem. You need to detach your emotions from the problem. And then start researching. There's always a way out. If it's a money problem, there's ways to find money or make money. If you fail an interview or a test, there will be another opportunity. You have to be able to let go. You can't hold grudges with people, and you especially can't hold grudges with yourself. Beating yourself up for something negative that's already been done, it's nonsense. There's no way to change the past. Well, unless you have a time machine, but I have yet to find one of those. Now, when you forget the emotion and the mistake, but you don't forget the lesson, because every mistake is a lesson. The bigger the cost, the bigger the lesson. I read a business consulting book a while back, and in the book, the author wrote about a time someone asked him if they would fire a good employee who made a one-time mistake that cost the company $10,000. He responded, "No, why would I fire him? I just spent $10,000 training him." Some mistakes are expensive, and you'll just have to live with that. But I can guarantee you, if you make a $10,000 mistake, like our friend in the anecdote there, you won't make it again. There's some things in life that are under your control, and there's some things that just aren't. For the things that aren't under control, just let them run their course. You know, I rarely argue with people. You know why? Because you're not going to change their mind, especially if they're set in their ways. I let them talk out their anger or discontent. You know what's even better than learning from your mistakes? Not making them in the first place. I'm careful about almost everything in my life. I'm careful about the types of people I surround myself with. I'm careful about what I spend money on, because sometimes these things lead to problems. They seem like small problems at first, but they can quickly escalate to big problems. You'll figure it out. I just hope you have a chance to learn from your mistakes and the mistakes of others that came before you. As you are learning from your mistake.
Every morning when your feet hit the floor, tell yourself today could be the day. Today could be the day that I turn my entire world upside down for the better. Today could be the day everything in my life changes. Today is the day I take all things in my life to another level. It only takes one moment, one decision, one action, and your whole entire life could change forever. You want a better life, a better job, your own company, more money, more happiness, a better, stronger body, a better relationship? You can have it all. If you just decide today that you will no longer settle for average. What if you set a goal today and actually committed to taking action now to improve every area of your life for the next 90 days? Do you think that you can become the greatest version of yourself? You bet your bottom dollar you could. But only with commitment. We're talking about real commitment with real discipline and real hard work. The truth is, it only takes a moment to make that decision. It only takes a moment. The truth is, you can have whatever you want in life if you are committed and consistent day in and day out. But you know how the story goes. What usually happens? Life gets in the way, doesn't it? Friends and family might get in the way, won't they? Maybe not intentionally, but hey, they want you to go out with them, have a little bit of fun, come to the wedding, have a few drinks. I mean, come on, a one day off won't hurt your progress, will it? Well, do you want this or don't you? It is perfectly okay to say no. You can say no, thank you, I'd rather be strong. But what about the other life issues that are getting in your way? You got bills to pay, right? You got things to do around the house. You have relationship problems. It's too hard right now. I'll do it later. Yeah, let me tell you something. That word later almost always turns into another word. Never. Sometimes we tend to ramble on a lot about the haters, the doubters, the naysayers, right? But listen, really, there's no greater obstacle in your way than your own self. That story you made up to yourself about why you can't do this and why you can't do that. Listen to me. The only thing that is keeping you from your dreams is yourself. Nothing else.
It only takes one moment to make a decision. One moment to say no. To say never again. Never again will I settle. Never again will I accept anything but first place. One moment to be strong. One moment to separate myself from the rest.
You have to change your habits. Listen, if your habit is always to take action right now, then your results will skyrocket, I guarantee it. But if your habit is always tomorrow, then you'll be that guy that is saying tomorrow until there are no more tomorrows left. Today is the day. Today is the day. Today is the day.